Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling something pretty critical for businesses offering point-of-sale financing.
Right.
What happens when your go-to lending partner, maybe your only partner, decides to, well, pull out of the market?
Yeah, it causes chaos, doesn't it?
Ugh.
Relying on just one lender, it's inherently unstable.
Exactly. So our goal today isn't just finding, the next lender in line. We want to dig into a smarter, maybe more resilient approach to POS financing overall.
And we're drawing on some great insights here from an article by Kevin Lawrence over at ChargeAfter. He's their VP of Global Lender Relations, published just back on May 8th.
Okay, so the mission for you listening is to understand why simply replacing one lender, well, it might not be enough. We need to look at a more, let's say, robust solution.
Precisely. It's less about if a lender might change course and more about accepting that, the market's always moving.
Yeah.
Kevin Lawrence makes that point. Clearly, swapping names doesn't fix the underlying weakness.
Okay, let's dive into that weakness then. Why is putting all your financing eggs in one basket so precarious? It sounds simple on the surface, right? Offer financing, they provide it, done.
It seems simple, but yeah, there's a lot more under the hood. Lenders are constantly juggling their own priorities.
Like what kind of priorities?
Well, strategic shifts, maybe changing economic conditions affecting their risk tolerance, or they might just decide, hey, we're focusing on a different industry now. When they exit, it really sends ripples through a merchant's business.
And those ripples go beyond just, sorry, financing isn't available right now, don't they? The article implies it's a bigger headache. Imagine a merchant, let's call her Sarah, online store, primary lender bails. What's she actually facing?
Oh, it's an immediate operational fire drill for Sarah. First, she's got to find potential new lenders. That takes time, research, resources she probably hadn't planned for. Then she has to negotiate completely new terms. And who knows if they'll be as good as the old ones.
Right.
It's basically starting from scratch, but, under immense pressure.
And the tech side, I'm guessing that's not just a flick of a switch either. You're integrating a whole new system, potentially.
Exactly right. Every lender has its own tech stack, its own compliance hoops to jump through. Getting a new lender plugged into Sarah's website or checkout, maybe her in-store system too, it can be really complex.
Time-consuming too, I bet.
Definitely. Leads to delays, potential tech glitches, maybe a bumpy customer experience while they iron things out. And her team, they need training on the new lender's portal, their processes. It's a big distraction from just, running the business.
It sounds incredibly disruptive. And like the article says, even if Sarah finds a replacement, she's kind of just kicking the can down the road, right? She's still got that single point of failure.
That's the core issue. That dependency leaves her vulnerable, which, naturally, brings us to the more strategic approach Kevin Lawrence talks about. Waterfall financing. What does that actually mean in the POS world?
Okay, so my understanding is instead of Sarah just relying on one lender saying yes or no, waterfall financing uses tech, like smart tech, to manage the process. A customer fills out one application, just one.
Right.
And behind the scenes, that app gets routed automatically to different lenders in a specific order based on the customer's profile, almost like a multi-layered safety net.
That's a good way to put it. It's a tiered system. The application hits lender A first, the one most likely to approve that specific customer. If lender A says no, it automatically falls down to lender B, then C, and so on.
Okay, so for Sarah's customers, that sounds much better. One application, probably less rejection frustration, and maybe a higher chance of actually getting approved somewhere in that chain.
Absolutely. By having this network of lenders integrated, Sarah dramatically expands her financing coverage. Someone who might have been declined by her single previous lender now has multiple shots at approval within that waterfall. All seamless, no reapplying.
Now, here's a question. Lots of merchants do work with several lenders already. So what's the real difference here? Why isn't Sarah just calling up 3 lenders herself and setting up deals? Isn't that the same?
That's the key distinction, is how those multiple relationships are managed. Typically, when merchants juggle several lenders directly, they're siloed, completely separate. Meaning separate applications for the customer, potentially different user experiences, different terms presented awkwardly. Maybe one lender integrates nicely and others clunky. It's inconsistent and often, frankly, frustrating for the person trying to buy something. Imagine being Sarah's hugely complex, massive operational drag, multiple tech integrations to maintain, different portals to log into for reports, trying to piece together a full picture of performance. It fractures the whole customer journey and definitely leads to missed sales.
Okay, so waterfall financing isn't just having multiple lenders, it's the technology orchestrating them intelligently, making it smooth for everyone involved. How does that actually simplify things for Sarah day to day?
The beauty is the platform, the technology layer, does the heavy lifting. It handles the smart routing, the connections to multiple lenders, all behind a single interface. Sarah doesn't need her IT team building and maintaining 5 different integrations.
Oh, okay.
The platform handles it, often using, sophisticated logic or APIs to figure out the best lender sequence for each specific applicant in real time. It's like having one central control panel for all financing.
That sounds like a huge weight off Sarah's shoulders, just in terms of IT resources and ongoing maintenance. So it's better for customers, higher approvals, and way less operational hassle for her.
Precisely. You get that wider credit net, more financing products potentially available to customers, but without the nightmare of managing a bunch of disconnected relationships.
The article goes on to talk about a platform approach, taking this even further, giving merchants like Sarah even more control. What does that broader ecosystem look like?
Yeah, think of the platform not just as a router, but as the central nervous system for Sarah's entire financing program. It offers benefits across the whole customer lifecycle before, during, and even after the sale.
Okay, let's break that down. For Sarah, what advantages does she see before someone even gets to the checkout?
So before the sale, the platform gives Sarah this unified view. Real-time data on how her whole financing program is doing. Key metrics like approval rates overall, average loan values, which financing offers customers prefer, all in one place.
Across all her channels, like online and in-store.
Yep, online, in-store, mobile app, wherever she offers financing. One dashboard. That kind of consolidated data is gold for making smart decisions about strategy, promotions, understanding what actually works.
Makes sense. Unified data is powerful. Okay, what about during the sale? At that crucial point of purchase.
Well, during the sale, that's where the smooth waterfall experience we talked about kicks in. That single application, the intelligent routing, it minimizes friction right when the customer is ready to buy, maximizing the chance Sarah makes the sale.
Got it. And then the article mentioned benefits after the sale too, which honestly might not be top of mind for everyone.
True, but it's important. Think about post-sale stuff. Handling customer disputes about a finance purchase, reconciling payments coming in from different lenders, even just communicating with those lenders if there's an issue.
Right. That could get messy with multiple contacts and portals.
Exactly. With the platform, it's all streamlined. One interface for managing disputes, reconciliation data, lender communication. It simplifies a lot of that back office admin that can eat up time.
But the real kicker seems to be the control aspect. The article mentions Sarah being able to, configure her own lending rules, set up special financing promos, maybe add new loan products herself without needing a big IT project. That sounds powerful.
It really is. That's where the autonomy comes in. Sarah can tweak her financing program based on her business needs, maybe run a no interest if paid in 12 months offer for a specific product line, or react quickly if a competitor changes their financing offer. She's not stuck waiting for individual lenders or her own dev team. That flexibility, that stability, it's just not possible when you're juggling separate, disconnected lenders.
So stepping back, this isn't just about dodging the bullet when one lender leaves. This platform, this waterfall model, it actually delivers real business value for Sarah, helps future-proof things. It's not just risk mitigation, it's actually driving growth.
Totally. It's proactive. Higher approval rates directly mean more completed sales, more revenue, a smoother checkout, better customer experience, fewer abandoned carts.
And internally?
Internally, operations get simpler. Sarah's team can focus on selling, on marketing, not getting bogged down in managing complex financing admin. It really shifts financing from being a potential headache to being a strategic asset for growth and stability.
And Kevin Lawrence's view, coming from his role dealing with both merchants and lenders, really emphasizes this point, doesn't it?
Absolutely. With his background in banking and finance, he sees the whole picture. He's seen the disruption when lenders shift gears, and he sees the clear advantage for merchants who build this kind of resilient, adaptable financing engine through a platform.
So it's not just reacting, it's building something sustainable.
Exactly. His core message, as I read it, is about building for growth and resilience in the long run, not just patching holes when they appear.
Okay, so to really boil this down for everyone listening, the big takeaway isn't just have a backup lender. It's about a fundamental shift, moving away from fragile single lender setups towards a more robust multi-lender ecosystem managed by smart technology.
Right. It's about gaining stability, gaining control, and ultimately unlocking real growth potential in how you offer financing at the point of sale.
A move from being reactive to being proactive, offering not just a safety net, but maybe a springboard.
Well said. A springboard for better performance and resilience no matter how the financing market
It
shifts.
definitely gives you a lot to think about.
Mm.
So, for you listening, maybe take a moment to consider how much control and flexibility do you really have over your current financing setup? Could a more unified, platform-driven approach give you more resilience, maybe unlock opportunities you haven't even considered for your business, or even just change how you view the financing market itself? Definitely something worth exploring.